Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing out there today? This is your Uncle Steve here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. This is the Monday Minutia, and we're talking to you live from Nassau, Bahamas. That's right. Soon as I go out of the country, then the Atlanta Falcons decide to win a game. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I knew I had to jump on here and talk about it. First win in 6 weeks. Glad to see it happen. Got a chance to see some of the game. Wanted to talk to you about it. Wanted to hear some of your feelings. Is anything changed? Are we still, all about next year? Don't want to hear anything about this year. I know I've heard a couple of people say that, but you know what? It's still a season. There's still games left. I say just ride it out. Nobody's trying to convince you otherwise that they're going to make the playoffs, but it's good to hear my home team win for a change. So I'll go with that. Let's talk about that and more back in Uncle Steve's Lounge.
You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge.
What is going on? How's everybody doing out there? This is the Monday Minutia, and I am Uncle Steve, and thank you for joining us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. We hope you all enjoyed that fantastic game yesterday, and fantastic in the fact that our team won a game. I know I can't express it enough that, yes, the season seems to have had a little bit of a as the New Orleans folks would say, a root on the season. However, we did come out yesterday, held that team to 10 points, 3 points offensively, and were able to come away with a 24-10 victory. Yep, Kirk Cousins is the quarterback. Yep, he managed to win. That's all that matters at this point. Right now, just trying to piece together what we can. And listen, I know it's hard for people to believe that all is lost, the season is over with. Don't even worry about talking the P word. But with Tampa Bay losing yesterday and then a possible injury to Baker, even though they did say today they're thinking his shoulder could be not that bad, just a little bit of an AC joint thing going on. Tampa Bay falls to 6-5. And the Atlanta Falcons, if Carolina loses tonight against San Francisco, which they very well could, the Falcons will be 2 games out of first place with 6 games left. This is not trying to blow smoke up anybody. This is not trying to make you believe in fairy tales or pixie dust and all of that. But at the end of the day, a chance is a chance. So you keep playing games until somebody says you're not invited to the party. That's the way I look at it. So I did get a chance here. We're on Royal Caribbean, oasis of the sea, having a great time. This is our first port here, celebrating my wife and I's 25th wedding anniversary. Obviously, we had that a little earlier in the month, but this is the time we kind of allotted out to come out and enjoy. So this is our little downtime. So I thought about it before I left, and I said to myself, well, the way things are going for this season, I just don't know how the team's going to react. I felt a certain way. This is the first time in a long time I haven't looked at an entire Atlanta Falcons game, whether it was either on, well, I can't say that. I guess the London game, I didn't get a chance to look at that because I was in service, at church service. But this is the first time in a long time that I've had a chance to watch the Falcons, but I didn't because we were moving and grooving to get on the boat. So then on top of that, 425 game. So by the time we got on the boat, it was time for dinner. So my son, big fan, we're all sitting up there and all of us got our little alerts on. So we saw the Falcons had a lead and got excited. So then I come to the boat and they say, yeah, we got sports on the boat. You can watch the football. So we go on the screen. Of course, the Dallas-Philly game on, which I understand. Both of those teams have a much bigger following than the Saints and the Falcons. So I get it. So everybody's going crazy. Philadelphia's leading 21-0. So the Philly fans, they all satisfied. They walk away little to know what happened next. But in the little screens over to the side, you saw the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. So a couple of my crewmates came over with me, and we kind of sat over and watched the game, and we enjoyed. It was good to see the second half. We got there just in time to see Kirk Cousins hit the pass to Mooney, the long bomb, kind of reminiscent of what they were doing early 2024. Just an opportunity for them to, I don't know, let the fans know that they haven't given up on the season. And I tell you, that was one of the things I was trying to explain to people when we were talking last week. The players, I do not think, have given up. And you can't say you can look at a team that goes to overtime 2 weeks in a row. Yes, horrible way to lose, but went to overtime a couple of games in a row. Almost had New England on the ropes at their place. To act like the team isn't trying is just kind of crazy to me. But I understand we're all frustrated, 5-game losing streak. Here come the New Orleans Saints. And then on top of that, here comes Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins late of, I wasn't hurt during the New Orleans game. And just for that to come full circle to this moment, there was a part of me that said, now, wouldn't it be something else if Kirk Cousins comes back and leads this team to victory? And you just kind of heard in the press conferences, I know everybody isn't a fan of Raheem. I'm not a fan of the way he's been coaching lately either. Who would be after a long losing streak? But I will say, just to see the relief on his face, I'm pretty sure he's getting tired of, as the fans are, coming up with the same rhetoric every time we lose. So this time to have an opportunity to say we won a game, you could almost see the relief on his face. You could just tell it was kind of a weight off his back. Is it enough to save his job? Talk to me in 6 weeks and we'll see. But for right now, a win just to stop the bleeding, just something to just positively just say, hey, we got a chance to just exercise some demons on our rival at New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints, by the way, good luck the rest of the way with your, was he second round pick? Tyler Shaw, whatever his name is, Slaw or Coleslaw or whatever. And this was, I'm going to tell you how you knew this game wasn't going to turn out right. And I saw the highlights with Taysom Hill having the ball fumbled over his head and stuff like that. Now, you know, he's like the Falcon killer. And for him to not be able to have an effect on the Falcons in a football game kind of lets you know that we were in for some positive results. And it was good that we were able to bounce back. Again, what, 6 games left? Nobody making promises. Nobody's telling you what the team's going to do. But I tell you what, good to be able to wake up Monday morning and to say your team has won. There are a few Falcon fans on the cruise, and they were coming over to where we were sitting. I guess they noticed we were kind of cheering a little louder for the Falcons. So as the time kind of went up, everybody was kind of into it. Like, okay, let's go. I don't know, just a good time for us to kind of celebrate in a season that hasn't been full of celebrations for us this year. So I definitely wanted to make sure I dropped in and say, hey, let's see what everybody is up to and what are we talking about, man. I don't know. Let's see what we're talking about with the Atlanta Falcons. Got a couple of comments here in the chat. Say, doing it with CJ. What's up, CJ? How you doing, brother? Good to see you in the house. Thank you for joining us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. I appreciate y'all popping in again on vacation. So definitely not having a chance to stay on as long, but I definitely want to pop in and talk about what happened yesterday. He said, oh, I caught a live. Yeah, I know, right? The only time you catch a live when I'm out of the country. And I did this when the London game happened, but we lost that game. So a whole totally different story there. Strap, what's going on? Strap does say, enjoy your vacation, Uncle Steve. Good win. Kirk Cousins did amazing. I think it's time for Penix to get in the film room once he gets back from IR. It might not be Zach after all. Well, you know what, Strap? I hear you. I don't want to, the man is hurt. I'm not saying he didn't have some ups and downs. I'm just looking at way too many quarterbacks that's going through that first 16 games. And I don't think anybody does it flawless at all. But I do believe Michael Penix was probably doing what most quarterbacks do. I'm looking at quarterbacks like Jordan Love struggling. I'm looking at C.J. Stroud struggling. I'm looking at quarterbacks, young guys. I mean, not even so much the first, second year. I'm talking about like first 3 years. And not to go old school on everyone, but again, back in the day, sometimes it took 3 or 4 years for quarterbacks to actually blossom into what they are going to be. So I'm not quite ready to throw in the towel on Michael Penix. Anytime you hear the words reconstruction, that doesn't make you feel good. But as Raheem said, and whether he's going to pull the trigger or not, or somebody else, we got to figure out a plan for 2026. But you know what? I'm living in 2025 right now. And November 24th, the Atlanta Falcons won a game against our hated rivals. So I'm going to take that for what it is. Tony Hall, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, man, the wife and I, again, 25 years. So we just kind of decided to come out here and enjoy. Got the kids with us. And again, if you can see my big head and look over there, right behind me, we are in Nassau, Bahamas. So we just decided to take a little pit stop right here. And I said, you know what? Might have some good, hopefully have some good signals here. And I know I don't have great lighting, but you're not here to see my face anyway. You're here to hear what I'm talking about. So thank you so much. Appreciate you, Tony. Carlos says, good, nice view, Hunk. We needed this one. Yeah, I know, but I was going to go outside, but I know being on YouTube, they got the music playing outside and everything like that. So I didn't want to get any copyright strikes, anything like that. But yes, it's beautiful outside, a little cloudy, but it's nice and warm. So feels good. And hopefully we can have a good time. As y'all coming in, please do me a favor, hit the like button for me. Talking about the Atlanta Falcons in a much-needed win yesterday. There's Tidy and Atlanta Bird Gang. Y'all make sure y'all check Tidy out on Atlanta Bird Gang. I have not had an opportunity to look at any of my favorite podcasters. I'm sure He probably came out with something last night. So if he did, y'all make sure y'all go check him out, like and subscribe for him. He said, always great to get a win against New Orleans in New Orleans. And that's crazy because of all the places that you would think they would be up for the game more, you would think the New Orleans team would be. I'm gonna tell you who I think about every time we go to New Orleans and win a game like that. I think about Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan had this little silly thing. I'm sure y'all saw it if you were watching online, where, just another troll of the Atlanta Falcons. At least he thinks he is. And I keep saying to myself, every time I see Cam Jordan throw something up, I'm like, Cam Jordan, why are you trolling the Atlanta Falcons? You've won nothing. Nothing. It's almost not even funny because I'm saying to myself, no, you weren't on any Super Bowl teams. You were on some teams that blew some NFC championship chances. But, dude, whatever. It just makes me feel great to see him sulking over there and then on his what was that, on Twitter or whatever it was yesterday, kind of sad sack and what we should do and what we shouldn't do. I said, dude, go on about your business. How you doing, Pamela? Good to see you. Say hello, Uncle Steve. Everybody in the chat. Happy Victory Monday. Yes, ma'am. Indeed. Happy Victory Monday. It has been a while since we done this. I mean, think about that, y'all. That was, dude, that Buffalo game. What was that? Early October? I think it was. So goodness gracious, that's a long time. But yes, finally a Victory Monday. And again, if y'all don't know, y'all in Uncle Steve's Lounge here on the Monday Minutia, we try to come in every Monday, win, loss, or draw. This time doing the international version here in Nassau, Bahamas, but just wanted to check in with fellow Falcon fans to see what's the vibe going on. Not so much expectations for the rest of the season. Look, at this point, you're going to root for your team no matter how to finish. Again, the dreaded P word, see Jim Mora. Nobody's talking about that at the moment, but we are talking about stacking wins and feeling good going into next season. And sometimes wins like this start you up. I mean, then you got the Jets next. We don't take anything for granted these days. Let's see what happens. Terry Ward's in the house. What's up, Terry? Enjoy your vacation. Have a great Thanksgiving, Falcons fan. Thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate that. And for all of you, because I probably won't be on by then, everybody have a great Thanksgiving. I hope you do. Carlos said it would have been utter chaos if we lost to the 2-8, our rival Aints. Oh, their face leaving the stadium with priceless. Yeah, I know. I did see they were showing some of the pictures on, I guess that was Fox yesterday. They were showing the game. And yeah, the Saints, I don't care if they 0-10, man. There's no sympathy for them. And then if you remember, Carlo, it was other chaos when we lost to them last year. They were 2-7 when we played them last year. So, hey. Winston Thornton in the house. What's going on, man? Winston is one part of the eye test. Y'all make sure y'all check him and John Harris out on Wednesday evenings. They talk Atlanta Falcons late night, in the late night hour. Him and John. He said, see, when you're goated, you do shows with panoramic views. As the backdrop. What's going on, Uncle Chat? Smash that like button. Thank you so much. And he's absolutely right. Hit that like button for your Unc, man, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. I appreciate it, man, just having the chance to chop it up with some of you guys. I don't know about panoramic, man. I tried to get a much better view and outside, but as I said before, I didn't want to mess with YouTube on that and everything. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate that. Yes, me and the wife are definitely enjoying a little bit. We did a little pampering yesterday, and now next couple of days, hopefully get a chance to enjoy some activities and all of that. So hopefully we will do that. So Ski E, what's going on, Ski E? Why are you happy about this win? Fans overlook everything that Raheem and Kirk said. It blows my mind. You guys are happy about this. Fire Raheem Morris. Well, Ski E, you have to take a Valium, my friend. I'm going to tell you what, you cannot be a fan of Raheem. Who cares about Kirk Cousins and his jokes? Everybody is so ultra sad. I thought that was the most nothing story. He made a joke about something that everybody in the world knew he was trolling. So what? The man lost his job. I'm kind of surprised he's even in the mood to quarterback the team, but he is, and he did. Dude, I'm so over Raheem Morris slander, Kirk Cousins slander, Atlanta Falcons individual slander. Dude, I'm for the Atlanta Falcons. I could care less if y'all are sad about the win yesterday. Again, please go get the prescription you need to get over your depression. I'm going to root up my family. Matter of fact, when the game was over with, you saw some of the Falcon fans on the ship kind of come over and high five and whatever. And nobody talking about Raheem. Nobody's talking about, Kirk Cousins and none of that. They talking about the Atlanta Falcons winning the game. But I gave you way too much energy for that, brother. So, but I hear you loud and clear when we talk about that. I got a super chat in the house. Let me see if I got something. I might be able to pull up. Let's see if y'all can hear this. Can we get some? Let me see.
Whoever my Falcons. Hey, that's my team. You wanna hear news, wanna hear songs, then chill with Uncle Steve.
I hope y'all can hear some of that.
Forever my Falcons. Hey, that's my
Bad guy, I appreciate you. Thank you for the support as always. Y'all feel free to super chat if you like. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the $10 super chat, my friend. He says, Victory Monday just hit different when we beat the Aints. We that. And this is right here. This is the feeling that I'm about. If y'all want to, get triggered over all the Kirk Cousins said this, how we should be so annoyed, and Raheem, who's not going anywhere right now, folks. I'm not saying I agree with it, but he's not. Y'all can spend crocodile tears and all of that waiting. You know what I was doing? When Kirk Cousins hit the ball to Mooney, the folks on that ship thought I was crazy. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not concerned about all that other, no pun intended, minutia. So y'all miss me with some of that stuff, y'all. That really frustrates me when you do that. But thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Titus says Steve took the jet to the Bahamas, probably vacation with his neighbor, Arthur Blank. Arthur, they want you to come to. I'm sorry, Tidy. He said he can't come right now, but he said he heard you and he wants you and Devonta to come up here and serve him some liquor for this. AB ain't out here. AB was on that field yesterday, cheering the boys on, man. I love to see that scene. Pamela says, enjoy the weather. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate that. Terry, thank you so much for the happy anniversary wishes. You as well, Winston. I truly appreciate that. Toddy says, Cam Jordan tweeted yesterday that they were the better team and they pretty much lost and the Falcons didn't win. Again, it's so funny to me, Tidy, how Cam Jordan is if y'all want to see the absolute definition of front runner, Cam Jordan is the front runner of front runners when you start talking about wannabe trollers. He is the absolute. He's had some Pro Bowl. He's just an interesting cat. He really is, which is funny to me. And he did the little thing with Matt Ryan, little picture he gave him. All that. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes from that sense, I just like, yeah, dude, you're doing too much. But Cam Jordan is just that guy. King Richie in the house. What's going on, King Richie? I'll make sure y'all listen to Dirty Falcon podcast. Our brother King Richie be throwing it down, man, doing his thing over there. Please make sure y'all like and subscribe him on YouTube. He says, so how do we evaluate Penix? Because I like him, but if you can't play under center, that's not good at all. Here's the thing, and again, words from Raheem that I know people don't want to hear stuff from Raheem, but the thing is true. You got to go with a different quarterback plan for next year. Does that plan include Kirk Cousins? Again, talk to me in 6 weeks. If Kirk Cousins wins 7 games in a row, then maybe we put a stopgap on something and see. But for Michael Penix, depending on who the person is, sometimes people can come back quick. Sometimes they don't. I don't know. It's a very good question, but until we just see how he reacts, see what his body reacts to. I know a lot of people are concerned because of previous injuries. You don't know, man. He's a young man. He still got young man recovery skills, I'm sure, with his body. Almost wondering if the bone bruise was a little more than a bone bruise. I don't know. He was doing well right before he got hurt. So, but it's a very good question. I know we're going to have to go back to the drawing board, and they're going to have to be super creative too, because you can get rid of Kurt. Kurt's going to cost a 2-year combination of $33 million. I'm sure they're going to split that up. I'm sure they'll do the post June 1st cut on that and split it to 2 years. But we got to find a solution because it's not a lot in free agency. And though I do see some quarterbacks that look pretty talented, obviously we don't have a first round pick. And even if we were foolish enough to make a ridiculous trade to get up in there, I don't know if I'm 100% sold on some of the guys coming out. I like Mendoza. He's done some decent things. I like the kid out of Oregon. He's pretty good, but are they folks that we're talking about can't miss? And I say can't miss because I will tell you this. I don't know if y'all watched that defense yesterday with the return of Devon Diablo and company. That looked like a different defense out there. And I don't know whether the juice was because he was coming back, whether juice because they were in New Orleans, but there were some different vibes on that defense. They gave you some of the vibes they had those first 5 weeks of the season, sans the Carolina game. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Ski E says, I don't care about this win at all. Raheem needs to be fired. I love this team, but I don't like this coaching. And that's fine. So that statement I can live with. You were saying earlier about being happy with the win. The win has nothing to do with Raheem. The win has nothing to do with Kirk Cousins. The win has nothing to do with Felipe Franks. The win is the Falcons' win. And dude, I'm not going to ever come to a day that I'm not rooting for the team. You know what I mean? So I know, and I see your little comment right there. You say that was a joke. That was not serious. Here's the problem: when you put stuff out there like that and don't put LOL, brother gonna go out at you. Because I'm a Falcon fan. I'm not I like players, but I love my team. And if my team wins with Desmond Ridder, Marcus Mariota, Joey Harrington, Byron Leftwich, Dave Archer, whoever, I'm down with them. So I hear you. Glad you clarified that. But that's what I'm all about. Falcons and the team. D. Sloan, what's up, D. Sloan? Say what's up, Unc? What a great way the defense showcase what they can do, and Kurt Chains look poised. So shall we see if we stack up wins? You and the missus have a great Thanksgiving holiday. Thank you, sir. I completely appreciate that. And you're absolutely right. Why not? I see Tampa Bay's schedule. It doesn't look daunting. I see Carolina's schedule. It does look a little daunting. I see us 2 games back right now. I just say play it out. We're not going to get a wild card. You're going to have to win this if you were having long-term thoughts, you're going to have to win the division. And if you're 2 games back with 6 games to play, why not? What's the little major league things? At the end of major league, just go and win the thing. Just do it. So it is what it is. Ski says Penix was sabotaged. Christy said, rise up from New Orleans to work. Yeah, did you make it out there? Yeah, I saw a couple of people that were out there, so that's awesome. Glad to see. We went out there last year, and that was the unfortunate game that Koo missed all the field goals, and Kurt was giving it up pretty easily last year. So good to have a change. Coach's Corner, Dre in the house. Y'all make sure y'all check out Coach's Corner with Deb and Keely and Dre doing their thing. Y'all, they're on YouTube. Please go like and subscribe. He said, what's up? Happy anniversary. Share some of that good old money. Let me tell you something. I was trying to go down there to the casino, but man, I had to get off after $20 because when you go to the casino, you have like all these good feelings, like, yeah, this quarter go hit, that quarter go hit. Then when you get to about the $16, then you start doing too much wishing. And I just don't like giving up my money, man. Oh boy, man! Guys say, yeah, don't see. That's what we do here in Uncle Steve's Lounge right now. I was hoping y'all could hear some of the super chats today. I tried to put it in here for you. Christy says, I have not seen a win in the old dome since 2019. It was great that the Hawks and the Falcons won. And yeah, I saw that as well. The Atlanta Hawks still on a roll to either way. Doing it all without Trey right now. That's going to be another conversation I have for another day. But congratulations to the Hawks. Keep on moving. I don't care who you beat. These are the games the Hawks lose last year. They used to lose to the Hornets. They used to lose to the Pelicans. Games they don't expect. This year, they're finding a way to do it. Winston said, will we please put an end to Penix being sabotaged? He's not under center because EW is his Wilkerson is his blind side. Kirk comes in center because Matthews is his blind side. It's literally protection. And it is. And that's something that you're probably going to have to address a little bit more next year. And that's for sure. Winston also says, I'll do one better. I'm pretty sure Raw, Terry, and Zach will be back for a 3rd season together. Okay. We'll see. I quite honestly think, Winston, it's going to depend on how you feel, how you finish the season. How you finish the season is going to make a big difference on whether those guys stay or not. King Richard says, I don't care about none of the Raheem Terry hate right now because we kicked the Saints, and I'm not mad. Let's enjoy this win. It's always a good win when the Saints lose. Standing ovation, my brother. Standing ovation. That's what I'm talking about, King. I love my fellow folks who talk Falcons like I do. We have different opinions about a lot of things and things like that, but nothing does my heart worse to hear all of the, just like y'all giving up on the Falcons because of individuals who are not doing what they're supposed to do, when in essence you just go back and you know what, get rid of them. I know it's frustrating to keep changing stuff, but look, until we get it right, you got to do what you got to do. So hey, I hear you, and I don't want it misconstrued. Raheem has not done a great job this year. Zach 100% hasn't done a great job this year, but my concentration is on whatever it takes, however they do it, win the dang game. And that's what the Falcons did yesterday, albeit by 2 touchdowns. So good job. Bad Guy says, our defense giving up 3 points was amazing, especially after being on the field most of the 3rd quarter. And the Saints thought they were going to run it down our throat and the time of possession. Congratulations, Saints. Good job. And you scored 3 points on offense on top of that. I'm telling you, Bad Guy, y'all don't underestimate what Divine Diablo means for this team. I really do feel, and I'm not telling anybody stuff they didn't know, but don't underestimate that. I think he's a welcome asset. You talk about the youth, James Pierce. James Pierce looks like, and I remember, if y'all remember earlier in this year, Louis Riddick turned heads when he said James Pierce is going to have double-digit sacks this season. And my son and I were talking after the game yesterday. And it's like, sometimes some insiders see and know things that we just don't know. James Pierce is going to be a problem in the NFC South. He's going to be a problem. Jalen Walker is filling in the spots of Mr. Everything right now. But if y'all look at Pierce is, they double teamed him on the sack he got yesterday. And I'm just looking at him just weave his way through and he got that I don't give a blank look on his face when he get interviewed, when he talk. And for everybody that want that type of person on the team, that's our guy. James Pierce Jr., man, big shout out to him, man. Big time. Strap says, congratulations on your anniversary. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Christy as well. Thank you so much. Thanks to you and Mrs. for sharing time with us. Absolutely. Matter of fact, she actually went out to do her manicure pedicure thing. And we're renewing our vows tomorrow here on the ship. So I'm sure we'll have some pictures. If you're on Facebook, we'll share those pictures out. But we're gonna do a vow renewal. So I look forward to it. I love her to death. Aunt Kira, as most of y'all call her, we're just excited to be able to do this and share it with our friends and family. So this is awesome. Bad Guy says, I can't stand Cam Jordan. Yeah, that makes two of us. King says Cam Jordan keeps the rivalry interesting. And he does, King. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to say he's not good at times. I think he's past what he used to be right now. And as you look at their defense, between him and DeMario, good, solid veterans, but they're going to probably have to start trading some folks out pretty soon, too. They really are. So we'll see. Bad Guy says wear and tear on an already torn up knee. Yeah, I know, right? 3:30 in the house. What's up, my friend? How you doing? What is going on? Thank y'all for joining us again on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Again, as y'all coming in, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, what's going on? Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. My buddy Cody is in the house. Big Georgia fan. I know he was happy to see not only the Georgia beat up on the Sisters of the Poor, but what Georgia Tech did this past week. Cody said, this is a Falcons reality. Sucks with Pennis Jr. The facts are we got a Ferrari. That's a limit. He had an ACL surgery twice on one knee and now on the other knee along with other surgeries. Unfortunately, he won't survive. I got some oceanfront property in Montana. I will sell you. Just saying. I feel for him, but that's 100% facts. AB's going to have to figure something else out for our future in quarterback and like now. Now, I will say this, Cody. It doesn't look great right now for Michael Penix. But I'm rooting for the young man to try to pull through. You're right. We knew coming in that could be an issue, some of the injury stuff coming in. But I am rooting for the young man. I know you're rooting for him personally, I'm sure, that he's going to be fine. But it is frustrating. It is. But I'll say this also, though, Cody, in fairness. Dude, just about every quarterback has gone down this year for some amount of time. And then, we're not talking about total knee reconstruction on all of them. But when you start talking about look, when I saw Baker Mayfield go down yesterday, Joe Burrow go down. At different times of the year, you've had some really good quarterbacks take a licking, and some of them kept on ticking, and some of them are gone for the season. This is a dangerous sport. Football is dangerous. you can be on top of the world 1 minute and you'll be on the sideline the next. The Falcons, you know, they gambled, and this year we lost. And look, you go forward. Now, as you said, they got some work to do. Hopefully they can get it done. That's my thought. But I am rooting very much for full recovery for Michael. And who knows? Yeah, you might not. Miraculous recovery. I'm not planning on it. So you do have to make plans to fill the spot. And I'm trying to tell you, when you're looking up and you see the most eligible free agent is probably gonna be Jacoby Brissett, it's not looking good. Christian said, Saint fans asked who is the player with the 0. Another fan said, you're about to see Diablo. Diablo, I'm telling y'all, he's the man. King Richard said Diablo was the missing piece because, to be honest, because now Ellis can move around. And that is funny because you do see Ellis being able to move around quite a bit. That's for sure. What's going on, man? Larry and the Dixon Way in the house. Y'all make sure y'all check the Dixon Way out on a plethora of platforms, including YouTube, doing his thing. Him and his wife, Shonda, do their thing on the channel. If you want to watch the best live reaction, local sports on YouTube, y'all make sure y'all turn the volume up, turn the volume down, and turn up the Dixon Way doing that thing. I'm about to mess up your spiel there, Larry. What's going on, man? Say, what's up, Steve? We take all dubs. That's right. ATL swept NOLA in football and basketball. The fans took over the city. And that was so cool, too, because before we planned on going on this trip, we did think about going to the weekend thing with the Hawks and the Saints. But obviously, I'd rather be here, so it's all good. But yeah, absolutely. Y'all make sure y'all check Larry out on the Dixon Way. I say, oh my God, the left which inherited days. Absolutely. Larry said, walk in your trap, take over your trap. Kirk Cousins coming back to everybody. Pamela said Diablo is the X factor in the defense, especially in the run game. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. He is truly something else. Chill, Rodney in the house. What's up, Chill? Said, what's up, man? You saw Kurt duck that defender and try to get a piggyback. Right, let me tell you something. Kurt looked like I'm not trying to tell you he's Patrick Mahomes. I'm not trying to tell you he's one of the elite players in the league, but he did what he had to do to win the game. Yes, he made the mistake, but he did what he had to do. He really did. And give him props for at least getting us through a victory. It's something we haven't done in 5 weeks, so hey, it is what it is. Corey says, a real kick. We ain't dead yet. Falcons only 2 games out of first because of the Tampa loss. Rise up. You go Kirko Chains. And that's the attitude I'm taking, Corey. That's why I'm going. And again, I know a lot of people, oh, you're delusional, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? As long as there's life, you keep rolling. You keep rolling. Christy said, yes, I went to NOLA Friday, stayed through the weekend. Absolutely. Absolutely. You and a lot of people. I saw a lot of Falcons doing their thing. Doo-wop 25K. What is going on? How you doing out there? Good to join us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. I appreciate it. If y'all don't mind, again, hit the like button for your uncle, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. We are here live. If you want to know what the painted picture is like, where's the little thing with the scores? Where's the red lava lamp? Where's that? Uncle Steve, we are in Nassau right now. Part of our cruise enjoying a stop here. And I said I was going to try to slip in the Monday Minutia just to see what's going on with everybody. I appreciate everyone joining us here today. Pax Paint. How you doing, Pax Paint? Good afternoon. Them boys went upside the Saints' head with a frying pan. Like Looney Tunes. He went Looney Tunes frying pan. I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to love them things. But they used to dog them out like, oh, man, Looney Tunes is so violent. Got a super chat in the house. My brother Willie Dot is in here. Willie Dot, what's going on, brother? How you feeling, man? We appreciate you joining us here. He said, what's up, hindsight? Should we have let Kurt start this year or at least have a cap battle? I'm confused on what the brass was thinking. First, Willie Dot, thank you again for the super chat. I'm going to give you a little something. Let's see what we got in here. What we got? Uh-oh. Let me see what we got. Here we go. Steve. You know we appreciate you. Willie Doc in the house, man. Thank you for the support as always, man. Thank you. Let me tell you something. I think it really should have probably been a competition at the beginning of the year. Just my opinion. This doesn't mean I didn't want to see Michael Penix out there, but I do think there was a part where, and here's, in retrospect, Willie, what we're finding out now about Kurt being hurt, I'm wondering, did the Atlanta Falcons know or find out that he was hurt? And then based on that said, oh, if you're going to treat us like that, we're just going to give Michael Penix the job. Just speculating, don't know anything. Arthur, you know that? No, Arthur said he's not going to comment. I'm not sure what exactly went into the let's just hand the reins to Mike. You think about it and say, man, did we make that move too quick? Maybe we did. I don't know. I hope not, because I like Michael, man. And I really think if people kind of give him an opportunity, now with the injury, it's something to think about. But I really do think if we give him an opportunity, give him a good year under his belt, like Drake May, and you see the results now. Drake May was awful last year, and now comes back, second year doing his thing. See what happens after that. I do feel like maybe it should have been a competition, though, Willie. You're probably right. Chrissy says, I'm like you, Uncle Steve. I take only $20 to the casino and let someone else give me a ticket to play after that down there. Down there, they serve free drinks, so I sit and play the penny machine to match my dollar. Let me tell you something. And, Christy, I will play the penny machine as well because at least it make you feel like your money will stretch. So, but yeah, I feel you 100%. She said, shout out to the Falcon fans that showed up in the Superdome. They stayed until the end. The Saints fans started leaving in the middle of the third quarter like it was a school fire drill. That is deep. That's deep. Say they would get up out of there, Christy. I don't blame them. And it was a far cry from last year. I don't know if you went last year or not, but that was, oh my goodness, last year was so horrible. So just good to be able to, again, exercise those demons in that dome and get a win. Diablo didn't have that club in his hand. He probably would have had that interception. Yeah. And James Pierce is him. Yeah, look, let me tell you something. And you're absolutely right. He probably would have. But I tell you, it's good to have him out there, club or no club. Just his presence alone, I'm telling you, dude, that defense, a defense that looked good and still, whatever Ulbrich has done, him and Nate Ollie have done to just get that pass rush just a little bit more oomph this year, you get them a lot of credit, man. A lot of credit. Winston says, along that same line of thought, Pierce actually should have had 6 sacks right now, but they aren't registering his half sacks for some reason. I still think he'll hit at least 10 sacks. I think if he keeps going like he's doing, because I don't know if y'all notice, me and Winston noticing, he seems like he's getting better and better and better. And that's not shading. Jalen's doing his thing too. But I'm saying Pierce was the one there, but like, oh, shit, they have traded back. And that's why I'm not even mad about us not having the first round pick. because I think that's something you can't put a price on, putting these quarterbacks on their behind. And if you have somebody like Pierce in your mix, hey, that's a good thing. Lady T in the house. How you doing, Lady T? Congratulations on the win and happy anniversary. Thank you, young lady. I appreciate that. Thank you, Chill Rodney. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. The wife also is appreciative of all the thank yous we're getting in here today. Lady T said, I wasn't surprised by the W. Falcons had a better team. Lady T, big time New Orleans fan out there. So I do know that one probably bit a little bit yesterday, but neither one of us can really boast like this year, but bragging rights for the moment. I love having those. David Starks in the house. What's up, Dave? What's up, Steve? Happy anniversary to you and yours. A pleasantly surprising victory Monday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it. He said the way the offense looked yesterday, I don't want to give up on Penix, but he must learn to stay under center, or we just might have to move on. I look, you're not going to get too many arguments from me. Not at all. Not at all. Lady T says, happy for Kurt, even though he beat my Saints, he still has it. You know, and you got to remember, too, for Kurt, I think there's probably a, I don't know, 60% chance he's probably not going to be here still. I'm not sure unless Kurt, again, turns into you like that, Kirk Cousins in the last 6 weeks. They're probably going to move on from that as well, I think. But I also reserve the right to put the pause button on to see what happens the last 6 weeks. You have some winnable games coming up, and you have some challenges coming up at the end of the season. So let's see what happens. Carrie, how you doing, Carrie? Good to see you, Carrie. 1/3 of the One Time for the Fan crew. I did see a Facebook post with our brother Jack Spade in there as well. Y'all make sure y'all check One Time Out for the Fan with Carrie T. Wheel and Jack Spade doing that thing, repping the Falcons. He said, hi, Uncle Steve. Hope you're doing well. Feels good to finally win again, and especially against the Aints. I hear you. She says, hit that like button, and I appreciate y'all doing that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining us today. Sister Alert in the house. Thank you, ma'am. She says, happy vow renewal. Hey, y'all. Hey, Aints and Bucks lose. Hoping for a Monday night loss against the Panthers. I messed that all up, didn't I? But I understand what she's saying. Again, if the Panthers lose the game, and remember, we almost need to let the Panthers need to absolutely go diving into the other side. And they have a much challenging schedule coming up. They got some landmines coming up on their schedule. I don't think they're going to be the problem. I think, as always, it's going to end up being the Bucks coming down to it. Carl Thomas, what's going on, brother? He said Penix should be the starter next year. Unknown. He is too talented to just throw in the towel on people are prisoners in the moment. Kirk Cousins is not a better quarterback. He was awful against Miami. Listen, you're not going to get an argument from me from that. Jalen Walker leading rookies in sacks, and Watts leading rookies in interceptions, defense, and potential top tier. So that's another thing I think. When you start looking at the defense is going to, because of the youth of the defense right now, I think we're in a really good position for the future, for 26 and 27. Goodness gracious, if we could solve some of these problems on offense. Now, getting back to the Michael Penix again, I'm hoping we get some miraculous results from whatever rehab and surgery that Michael Penix is going through. And even aside of that, I'm just rooting for the young man as a young man to come through. I know this is probably tough. You know, the stuff was getting to him. The buzz was getting to him even prior to the injury about some of his struggles. So for that to happen and for him to have such a good first half against the Panthers and then all of a sudden for it to turn, I can imagine emotionally he's probably all over the place. So just praying for that young man to have his peace at this moment. So we want you to come back, but we also want you to have peace knowing that we know you're doing the best you can. We know you are, but truthfully, the Falcons are going to have to figure something out. But I'm not a big believer in the Kirk Cousins solution for 26. But we'll see. Again, Kirk Cousins goes on a run that historic. We'll see. But for right now, if I was a betting man, if I was down in that casino again, I think I would be betting for the Falcons to move on from Kirk. David says these idiot national pundits don't realize that the Falcons were going to draft Pierce at 15 if Jalen Walker really wanted him, which is good. Which is good. Winston says Jalen is a better linebacker. Pierce is a far better pass rusher. Go watch the film and see how many sacks he's forced for others this season. Keep Jalen and Pierce outside and let them grow together. And Winston, I think they're kind of the way they're dialing up the pressure in the engine on these guys. We are set up for the future. And please don't sleep on my brother Dorless. Don't sleep on Harris. I know he's hurt, and I know he probably is out for the season. Obviously, shout out to Billy Bowman too. That Achilles, I hate to hear that because usually that's about a year when you start talking about recovery because he was a person who came back and paid immediate dividends as well. So you just this last month and a half has just been so brutal, even on the field and off the field. You want to have hope, but you just want good health for these folks, man. You really do. You really do. Lisa Shepard in the house. What's on, Lisa? How you doing? Thank you for joining us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. This is the Monday Minutia. Willie Doc says Penix won't see the field in 2026. That I don't understand is who really wanted Penix. Was it Blank, Fontenot, Raheem, or all three? So why not double down on Kirk being the starter for 2 years, no matter what? I think what's happening with the Kirk Cousins, Willie, I have two different theories about this. Next year, Kirk Cousins, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be 37 next year or 38. I can't remember which one. You're paying him, and you're going to be paying him, I think, if I remember the numbers are correctly, you still are going to pay him upwards of $40+ million next year. I'm wondering, again, if he shows me something in the last 6 games, come back and talk to me. But one game that he did for us. But I'm not sure whether this one game against a 2-8 New Orleans team is going to change my mind to hold on to Kirk. He didn't show me that in Miami game. He didn't show me that in the half against Carolina last week. That being said, I do reserve the right to see how this plays out. Anything can happen. This can be a revitalizing thing for Kirk. This could be a revitalizing thing for the team, and they rally around Kirk. I'm sure Mooney's rallied around him. So I'm not trying to just dismiss the fact that Kirk Cousins lied to us about the injury and he's not trustworthy, blah, 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 blah. I want to see how it plays out the rest of the year. He's had one good game, one horrible game against Miami, and a very so-so effort against Carolina. I don't blame all the Carolina on them. Folks were dropping passes for him. Can you say Kyle Pitts? I do think this is just a crappy situation for the Falcons because barring them working out a trade with a team we don't know about right now, the quarterback pickings are very slim to go up and get a really solid quarterback because we don't have a first-round pick right now. And there's nobody on this team that's going to command a trade for a first-round pick to jump back up in there. Nobody except number 7, and he ain't going nowhere. So I'm not trying to be down on the Kirk Cousins thought, but I really want to see some more. As far as who wanted Penix, that's a question I just don't know. Hold on one second. Arthur, was it you that wanted Penix? Okay. He said he ain't talking. So he don't know either. So I don't know. But for right now, I think, we're just in for an interesting offseason no matter what happens for the rest of 2026. Listen, I appreciate everyone joining us here on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Obviously, we're not at home base. Thank you for joining us live here from Nassau, Bahamas. They got about a couple more hours. We're going to be here, so I'm going to stick my head out here, get a little bit more sun, and enjoy what's going on. I thank everyone for the well wishes for the anniversary and the renewal vows. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. My wife appreciates you. My family appreciates you. Thank you so much. We will be back in the house next weekend, hopefully to talk about a second win in a row. A Jets team that's struggling too, and I don't mind playing struggling teams at this time because that's kind of the juju we need to get where we want to get as far as the 2025 season is concerned. Until then, make sure you like the video. If you don't mind, on the way out, hit the like button for Uncle Steve's Lounge. This is the Monday Minutia. I am Uncle Steve. Everyone have a blessed week. Have a great and happy Thanksgiving. And again, think about those not as fortunate as you. This has been so much an irregular year. If you get a chance to give back, please give back. Bless someone else with right before I left to have a turkey drive at our church. And I'm telling you, the grateful faces and folks that normally don't even go through this, but because of just the economy, because of the government shutdown and all the other drama happening in our world right now, just don't miss the fact that there are others that are less fortunate than you, and make sure you pass on the blessings to someone else. Until then, man, everyone later on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Go Atlanta Falcons. Woo!
You're in Uncle Steve.